As any traveller or person en courant with the murmurs and information swirling through the lands would know, the British kingdom stands fragmented, with the nobles fully occupied with constant affront from across the sea, coming from the united forces of the Saxons and Angles. The Isles have come to a standstill. Information is sparse and travel dangerous. However, here within the town of Caith, things are put into better perspective. Being on the south coast of the main conflicts, the only contenders to deal with are the Jutes. Well, at least for now. This makes it a perfect hub for traders of cargo and information. It is also the perfect hub for the less than savory. This brings us to a young man amidst a bustling crowd, going about the starts of their day. Although it seems no one has, or maybe no one can, take notice of the boy. As he slips through an opening of people, his feet are fast, but his hands are faster. They're also rather sticky. So, Oscar, tell us what Lucien Regal just stole.
I stole some kind of fresh-ish food to start my day off. Some breakfast, maybe a not terribly rotten apple. Can't get picky around here. Gotta get what you gotta get.
Alright, so Lucien out for his morning stroll, picks up a little bit of fruit to start the day right. While he's doing that, he kind of makes his way down the town, looking at the sights, seeing the people go about their days. As the boy makes his way towards his current dwelling, he notices a certain feeling in the air. Something is maybe slightly off, or perhaps more so just a negative feeling in general. You make your way inside of your current dwelling, which has been given to you somewhat gracefully by the person who's currently giving you your, let's say, tenuous employment. You make your way inside, and you go about your normal schedule once you enter into it.
Mm-hmm.
After a few minutes of walking about, you notice something in the corner of your eye. On the table, there is a note for you.
Sure.
Do you pick up the note? Don't worry about it yet?
Yes, I do. I pick up the note.
Lucien picks up the note and begins reading over it. The contents of the note read thusly. It gives you a time and place to meet with a particular individual where you'll gain information about potential income that you could be making from a job. It's signed by your handler, Xavier.
Have I received notes from him before?
You have... Yes.
Yes,
Xavier would be the person who would be giving you some jobs, or, air quotes, jobs.
Mm-hmm. And, there's nothing off about this letter compared to any others I've received in the past.
Xavier is a, let's say, very collected man. This letter, if read by anyone who doesn't know him, would think he's speaking in a very dry manner, but you can tell that there's a slight tinge of excitement in it, more so than usual.
Interesting.
Gold.
This day promises to be interesting. I fold up the letter, put it in one of my pockets, and if I need to head off now? What is the time frame where I need to meet this certain individual?
You're basically going to meet him across town. You don't have to necessarily meet him right away. There's probably a little bit of wiggle room time, but it probably would be best not to keep him waiting too long, especially since the trip would be across the town, as I said.
Yeah, then I think I'm just gonna make sure the door is locked and casually start getting over to other side of the town.
All right. You start making your way across the town. Eventually, you come to the Caith bar. You walk inside?
Yes.
Okay. Walk inside then.
What kind of establishment is this?
It's a not upper class bar, but it's a fairly nice, well put together bar. There's about maybe half a dozen people in here currently, and then the bartender tending the bar itself. You can order food, drink, even lodging if you so wish here. Though with your nice, dusty, old attic that you live in, why would you even want to?
I have my place. I don't wish to spend most of my wealth, but I will get a drink at the bar.
You walk up to the bar. Bartender's currently cleaning out a drink. He looks your way. He kind of takes a whiff, notices a distinctive smell coming off of you. He asks, "What can I do for you?"
I would like whatever your alcoholic beverages you have, one of the cheapest ones.
And are you good for it?
I pull out the money I definitely have in one of my pockets and state, yes, sir, most definitely.
All right, then. He turns around and starts tending to the drinks, looking over, trying to figure out what exactly would be the cheapest for someone of your kind. You look around, you take notice of some drunkards, one particularly bent out of shape, as you might say, kind of on the verge of passing out, just leaning over in his seat in a daze. And you notice that his bag of money is not necessarily in the safest position right now.
I mean, that sure is sad for him. I mean, the bag of money is something you should definitely keep a keen eye on. I will check around smoothly, nobody noticing me, if anyone is putting their eyes on me in particular right now.
Give me a roll.
Let's see, where's that D20?
Absolutely no one even knows you're there.
Good. Is this man, this drunkard, where is he located? Is he at the bar? Is he at a table?
He is at the table nearest to you on your right.
Mm-hmm. And he is surrounded by other people or not?
The only other person is more so in the corner over here, not necessarily looking at the man, more so looking out this window here.
I cannot see your cursor if that's what you're doing, but...
I mean, you know, the man's at this table here with this knocked over beer. Another man's in the corner table looking out the window.
Okay. As the bartender is currently not looking at me and I have not felt any eyes on me whatsoever, I sneak up to the drunkard, make sure, is he just basically head on the table, hunched over, almost
Yes.
knocked out?
Yes.
I will slip my fingers around his coin pouch and gracefully and skillfully take it off his waist.
All right.
Do I need to give you a roll, or do I just do this amazing action?
you do
of
it.
Welfare?
Yeah, no, you do it.
I put it away in one of my many pockets.
When you're many pockets. Some of your pockets have pockets inside of the pockets.
You gotta make sure you have enough pockets to stash away this money. And then I gracefully walk back to the bar, sit myself back down, making sure with another glance around the bar that nobody has noticed me.
No, doesn't seem like anyone's noticed you.
Good.
As soon as you sit back down, the bartender turns around and slides a drink towards you.
Thank you. I accept gracefully. I don't think I paid this man yet. How much will it be?
For you, €2.
There sure are money in a time.
And
I
England.
take-
Hang on, €2 would buy a house. Never mind. For
No.
you, 2 pence.
I take out 3 pence and give it to the man.
What a generous young lad. What a nice boy. He looks like he's like, yeah, okay, I accept this boy. I accept him. You gain 1 friendship point with the bartender.
Didn't he also steal
I
from
start drinking my drink. No.
Oh,
You lose 1 friendship point with the man you stole from.
How? He didn't know. He didn't know.
He could feel it. He could feel a man with pockets behind him.
That's illegal. I drink my drink. What again was I looking for? Was I meeting someone around now?
You're meeting Xavier. You're supposed to meet him like about 5 minutes ago in the corner of this bar.
Ah. I grab the rest of the drink that I have not finished yet. I walk to said corner. I assume the corner is the one with the very well-dressed, red-haired man.
You walk up to the red-haired man who's currently reading a book. He shuts it and places it on the table as soon as he hears footsteps coming his direction. He then stares you in the eyes with just a look, as if there is nothing behind them. Only 5 minutes late this time, I see.
I like to change it up every once in a while.
So, I take it you read over my letter.
I am here, am I not?
Fair. Before we go further, though, I feel I should let you know this job is not going to be simple, necessarily, even for someone of your particular skill set.
But will it be worthwhile?
Incredibly so.
One has to take risks to advance in this world.
Well put, I suppose. In that case, I'll have you know, later tonight, at the docks, there's going to be a particularly good, let's say, mark for you. Thus far, I've not necessarily told you very much about the inner workings of this town and the people who truly run it. For, I'd never thought it would necessarily be of note to your kind. However, for this particular one, I feel you need to understand a little bit more about what's going on. Right now, there are two powers at play. I can be looked at as a representative for one. This mark you're going to take on, though, it is very much in line with the other representative.
In line, you say? He is, or he... And I kind of make a gesture at myself. Is a close proximity of, and I point at and I wave at him, the other representative.
I see what you mean. The mark itself is, let me put it this way, it's not exactly a person, but rather the cargo being taken in currently at the docks. However, without a doubt, there are going to be, I'd imagine, ample guards there, and if I had to assume, also, probably someone of your position, not necessarily the one who runs the underground, but rather the one who actually makes it operate smoothly. Moreover, if you are found out on this job, you would have not just half of the underground coming after you. You'd probably have, I'd say, an entire army beckoning at your door. However, if you pull this off, we go from a player in the underground to the main hand that controls everything.
That's a very big increase. Interesting. If I pull this off, what will happen to us? Well, where will we stand?
For you, that's up to you to decide. For me, let's just say that I have particular plans to get into a higher position of power than I currently have. However, if you want me to take you with me to that position of power, that could be arranged, depending on how you perform tonight.
Of course. I mean, the moment I mess this one up, I guess I'll be dropped. To which a liability am I, if I were to fail such an important job?
A liability. Something tells me that you won't necessarily fail, at least not that badly, I'd say. And besides, if you're found out, I'm found out. If you understand what I mean. He places his hand on your shoulder. This is a big risk for the both of us. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. But if you want more power than you currently have, this is the quickest way to do it.
The fastest way, but also a very hard way. I have a feeling that a chance like this won't come around very often. Will it?
Maybe once in a lifetime, perhaps.
Aye. Then I can't afford to let it slide.
Then I take it you're in?
Correctly. You've assumed correctly.
Very good. Then, let's go over the plans. Caith, as you know, is a port town. A lot of activity going on here. Currently, standing outside of a particular area is 3 goons, as one might call them. Alright, boss, is this the place? The chippy female one asks the blonde man. Yes, I think it quite is. Now, If my information is correct, there should be the biggest haul that we've seen yet arriving here tonight. And if we get here first before anyone else does, then it will be all ours. Yes, that's right. That's quite right, Pecon. Now, not to get too excited though. This is, how you say, probably an easy heist for us. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this about a 2.5 out of 10. Ah, is that good? I don't really know how to count that high, so I'm not really sure. Yes, it's quite good. That's at least more than 1, less than 3. Ah, that's good. Yes, Pecon, yes, indeed. Don't worry. After tonight, we shall be living like kings. Living in the high life, doing everything right. Oh, that sounds great. I really want that. That'd be a good thing to have. Indeed, Pecon, indeed. Once we walk through these doors, it'll be as simple as 1, 2, 3. He kicks down the door and walks in. When he does, he looks around the room. Let's see. Oh, God. You can go ahead and show yourself now. I already know you're here. When he says that, Owl, you hear him.
I stumble past the corner like I've not slept in days. Right. Well, what do we have here? Right. Who are you people?
Oh, jeez, boss, you knew this guy was here? Haha, actually, I was just lying to see if that would work, but you know, this works for us pretty well.
Right. What are you guys doing here?
He looks around. He only sees one man, which is kind of confusing. We're here to inspect the cargo. Isn't that right?
Right. Follow me. I walk past this door, and as the leader of this group comes along, I kick him in the nuts as soon as he enters, exits through the door.
Ooh, that's the family gems. Oh, geez, boss, are you okay? Yes, quite all right. This is just, Inspector greeting, right, Mister? Hang on. Give me a second.
There's no
okay,
inspector scheduled until the morning, so I don't know what you guys are here for, but whatever it is, you guys should get out of here.
Hang on. Can you give us like a second?
Fine.
Okay. So I was not counting on this guy actually having read the schedule of the inspectors. This is a problem. Jeez, boss, I can't believe that he was so smart and out manipulated us like this. Indeed. I can't believe we've come against such a good foe already. But don't worry, I'll figure something out. Okay, sir. How do you like magic?
I don't know where this is going, but well, depends.
Seems like you are a man that just loves magic. He pulls a card out of his hat. You see this card here?
Right.
Now, tell me, what is your day of birth?
To be fair, I don't really know what the day of birth is, considering that I was born
That's
somewhere.
even better for my trick.
I see.
I'm going to take your day of birth, minus it by 21, and I'm going to get the number you're thinking in your head.
Right. Isn't this slightly flawed, considering that you never told me to think of a number?
No. He pulls the card out, shows you a 21.
Not the number I was thinking
Is this your
of.
card? It must have been a mistake on my part. I must have did the math wrong. Hang on.
I
he pulls out a 13.
Correct this time, but my main question is now, what kind of fucking card deck is that? What card deck goes up to 21? What kind of magician are you?
Made by myself.
Oh my god.
You see, I'm a magician of great tides, and if you don't want my great power to come down upon you, I think you should let us make way with some of this cargo.
I kick him in the nuts again.
Boss, are you okay? No.
I take his cards away from him.
Oh, my cards, no. I had those specially made.
Then walk back inside.
I'm okay, Almond. Wait, hang on, sir. Oh, okay, that one didn't work. But how? You seem like a logical man of logic and reason. How about this? How about we make away with some of this cargo and we split the money with you? This will get him for sure.
Right, in that case, what's preventing me from just kicking all of you in the nuts or shins and taking the cargo for myself?
You see, she does not have nuts.
That's why I also
He's right.
said shins.
He's got you there. That's well, okay, but would you have money if he did that?
Well, good question, but I don't really care, to be fair. I'll make do. Plus, I have these nifty cards here I could just promptly sell, considering that they're custom made.
Okay, how about in trade for my cards, I get this cargo?
Yeah, no, I can just keep the cards and the cargo.
Okay, I didn't want to have to do this. Pecon, show him what for. This man walks menacingly towards you.
I kick him in the, you know, like that sphere on the ankle? Yes.
The sphere on the ankle? Okay, you mean the ankle?
Yes. I just fucking kick his ankle from the side.
Okay, give me a roll.
Right, what kind of roll? Just normal D20 roll?
Yep. Okay. You go to kick his ankle, he lifts his leg majestically to stamp down on you, but your foot is too fast and just hits him in the other ankle and he trips over. Pekon, are you okay? It seems you're physically stronger than us. Okay. Hang on. Just give us like a minute. What's the plan now, Hazel? You see, I have no idea. That doesn't seem like much of a plan. Okay, you might, yes, but, what if we just start grabbing things and leave?
I draw my sword, and
he has a sword.
Sir, and speak slightly loudly.
Sir,
I suggest you guys leave.
I didn't expect someone to be armed, but who could have expected armed guards?
Literally just one sleep-deprived guy.
Magic didn't work. My cunning smarts didn't work. There's only one option left. Grab some stuff and run!
I hit the side of his head with the side of the blade to knock him out.
Give me a roll.
I see. This lucky
As you do
motherfucker.
that, he says, a magic trick, go, and throws some smoke on the ground, and you just miss. Each of them grab one thing and start heading out the door. They start heading out the door.
I see. Can I immediately call my stand here?
Yes.
I see. I will have it link the door there with the other entrance, thereby creating a loop. If you go out the other entrance, you come in back through the other.
You end up making a loop. They run out the door and run back in on this side. I did not remember this building having 2 rooms. That is interesting.
Right, that's because it doesn't.
I see. Yes, of course. 1 room connected to itself. A classic trick.
Right, can you guys just leave the goods here? Walk back to the door with no goods in hand. You know what, I'll even throw in one of your cards back.
Yes. I see. I am now the one getting robbed. Not how I expected the day going.
So, what do you say?
Hang on. Give a second. Okay, guys. He did some there. I feel like we just have to run. Wait, no, we entered through the door that we exited from, and then exited into the door we entered from. Yes. Okay. New plan. Let's set the things down, because this man knows black magic, and then come back later when he's not here. Sounds like a great plan. Okay, yes, okay. You sir have a fine deal. I'll be taking all of my cards back if you don't mind, please. They set things down.
You can have all of them except for one. I'll keep it as a souvenir.
You know what? That seems fair. He takes his pack of cards, he grabs the group, and gets ready to walk out the door.
I unlink the doors.
These two walk out first. He turns around, he takes his top hat off, he gives a bow, and he says, "Oh, by the way, I'd check what that card says, if you will." And he leaves.
Right, I'll check the card.
Okay, you check the card, and it says, "You have been struck by the Almond Thieves." While Xavier is just finishing up going over the details of the plan, a certain person walks in a rush with a handwritten letter and hands it to Xavier. He begins reading over it.
Any specifics on the rushing man? Does he look very odd?
Give me a roll. Nothing stands out particularly. You can vaguely tell that he's probably part of the underground, given the circumstances, but other than that, you can't get much off of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, that seems logical. Anyway, Xavier, yes?
I have some troubling news. So, the head of the other underground organization would like my presence to be in front of him, essentially right now.
In front of you? What for? That sounds kind of dangerous, doesn't it?
From the tone of this note, the general jovial manner it was put into, I'm assuming this is some sort of power play. I'm somewhat worried. There's talks of him potentially having a special type of guard that looks over him. Interesting. Worrying indeed. Worrying indeed. Oh well, if I don't die, then this mission is still on.
That's worrying.
Most likely I'll be fine. Of course, if something were to attack me, no guarantees, but hopefully it doesn't come to that.
You're supposed to go to him right now, yes?
Yes.
Then, I mean, we don't know when you'll be back, so the operations should still go on, shouldn't it? Even if you don't return?
Without me, what are you going to do with these stolen goods?
What are these stolen goods?
He would explain to you before that they would be primarily operations for the war effort mixed with, just all types of stolen contraband, smuggled in from all over different territories across the seas.
Xavier, was he the representative of the entire organization, or was he one below
He's
in rank?
It's hard for you to tell specifically. You know he is in a position of power, and you know that for some reason he's handling you directly, even though from most perspective you are just a street urchin, street thug, common peddler. You can use your intuition to tell where exactly you think he would fall.
I would still like to climb the path of power. If you don't come back, is there anyone I can report the contraband to increase my standing in this organization?
If I die, this organization dies.
Unless somebody takes over.
Indeed, indeed. But who would take over a grouping where the leader had just been killed?
I mean, don't you have a stand-in, a second in command?
If I had one, I'd be dead a long time ago.
Those kind of groups, eh?
No matter, I generally feel like I probably won't die. Though, perhaps if I had something to watch my back, I'd feel more at ease.
Choices.
He picks up his book. He slides it under his arm. He walks back over to the fire. He throws the letter he got into it. He walks back over to you. Either way, I hope all goes well. If I survive, I suppose I'll see you with, hopefully, some good news.
But, what if can I go with you behind as a backup of sorts?
Do you want to have him accept you to go along, or do you just want to go along? Or do you just not want to go along?
GM, it's more like, this feels like a shit ton of death flags. I'm like, I don't want the death flags. I'm like, the thing is like, I don't know if they're both chance to increase power, but if I can't take over organizations because I don't have connections.
Yeah, because you're a street urchin.
Yes,
this is the only man who is
my connection, so I don't want him to die. I would, if he's like, I think I'll survive, But in the way he says it, it's just like, I'm not sure about that, boy.
I mean, right now he's going into enemy territory unarmed
Yeah.
to talk with their leader.
I mean, I assume he has some sort of martial skill if he's such a high-ranking thug lord.
Yeah, sure. Talk good, martial skill. I stabbed some kid and got here ranking. My stance power is the ability to do crime good. 3 options. Tail him, ask to go with him, don't do anything.
I asked to go with him.
He stops. He's turned around from you currently. You can't read his expression because of it, but normally you probably couldn't anyway. He taps the side of his book a couple of times. He turns back to you. May I ask a question, then, of you?
Of course.
Since you're offering to go, I assume you have some type of capacity to fend for yourself. I mean, you do get awfully good results for someone of your age and your capacity. You have to have some type of secret, I'd imagine.
I look at him intensely.
Yes. Is your secret all the pockets you have? Do you just kind of slide opponents into them?
I mean...
See, even I can make a joke when we're both about to die. Let's go then.
I look at him in silence and start walking by him, kind of contemplating. That was a joke? Really? Are you sure?
Is he sure? Does he know what a joke is?
I'm honestly not sure.
You make your way somewhat out of town, towards the local church. Do you talk with Xavier about anything on your way here?
I can't read him in general.
Okay.
I'm staying on guard, and when approaching the building, besides letting out a small groan of discomfort.
Any type of check you want to do before going in?
I mean, I would definitely like to check who's around,
Okay.
which entrances are down the building and whatnot as well.
Okay.
Roll d20 for first for people.
You can roll 1d20 for both of them.
Okay.
Right now, things seem very quiet. Not a Sunday, not a very churchly day. Doesn't even seem to be like there's many even pastors or ministers walking around. It just seems fairly quiet. Maybe slightly too quiet. You can take notice at least of 2 doors, and you probably would reckon, because of the way the path is laid out, that there's probably a couple more doors around the back. Other than that, things seem alright, but as you might have often do, you feel a sense of unease going anywhere near a holy building such as this.
I do.
Xavier opens the door and begins heading in.
I shadow him, tailing behind, making sure I take note of my surroundings. If there's anyone under the benches, how many windows there are.
You walk past the entry room and into the main room of the building. Quite an open area, lots of natural light as there often do, and you take notice of a man up in the front, seemingly in prey. You continue following Xavier closer and closer until he stops right at the front pew.
Taking another quick glance around because they're more in the middle of the open area.
You don't see anything with your eyes, that's for sure.
What is it? If
Ooh,
there's
ominous.
Ominous. Oh no, I see. No sounds either, I suppose. It would echo quite loudly.
Just footsteps, general brushing of the robes. The type of interior here, as you said, would echo quite loudly, and so every sound is amplified greatly. Xavier looks up to the man who's turned around. He says, "I'm here." The man turns to face Xavier, and he outstretches his arms. "Ah, my boy, good to see you, good to see you. Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. What can I do for you?" You're the one who asked to see me, right? Xavier visibly takes a couple steps back when the priestman gets closer. "Ah, yes, you're right, I did do that. Why did I do that? Let me think. Ah, yes, I remember. You see, the church has gotten a sizable donation recently." He opens his eye and stares out at the man, giving a cold stare that matches Xavier's own. "And with this sizable donation, I figured that this is as good as time as any to potentially stamp out any competition that might get in our way. I see. Now, don't worry, I'm not here to have you assassinated. I could do that at my leisure, honestly. What I want is just your cooperation going forward. Xavier takes a moment. He thinks. He takes one step to the side, one step back, then he looks towards the man. And what type of cooperation would that be? You know, the usual type. Your undying loyalty. Maybe stepping off of our marketplace. That'd be real nice if you did that. And just a relocation of your assets to our assets. I see. Yes, this must have been quite a sizable donation indeed. Ah, it certainly was. It certainly was. So, what do you say? He holds out his hand. I take it I'm not getting much time to think this over? Time. You want time? Yes, time. I wonder why you would want time. I wonder why. He walks past Xavier, and he looks down to you. He stares into your eyes for a moment. He looks you up and down.
I stare back very coldly.
Bring a child. Interesting. A dirty child at that. Oh well, God has open arms for all his children. Say, boy, do you happen to be a man of faith?
I feel a cold feeling go past my back. This man, this place, terrible. I just look at him, very, just hands in pockets.
Not a talker, I see. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. We can fix that. He walks back to Xavier. Time. I'm in a good mood. You can have time. Give me your answer tomorrow morning should suffice. And let's hope for, well, your sake, primarily, not really mine, that your answer is yes. God be with you. He turns around and starts heading back up into his little area, standing in his circle. He goes back to praying. Xavier turns around and begins to walk back out.
I keep my eyes peeled on the man for a little bit longer, before checking around me one more time, and then running back to follow Xavier.
Xavier gets outside the building. He takes a quick breath in, a quick breath out. He puts his hand over his mouth. All right. I think I understand now. Very well. I don't think that we have an option anymore when it comes to getting this job complete.
What do you mean? I look around.
Xavier looks over the back of his shoulder. He looks back to you. Well, to not be too presumptuous, I'm assuming his choice of words there were specific for a reason. Probably his donation of sorts is this shipment that has been smuggled in. And more than likely, he feels this gives him enough power, let's say, to muscle out any opposing forces in the underworld. However, if we get the shipment instead, then power swings into our favor.
Then the mission must...
You have until tomorrow morning.
I see. Then I better make haste.
Xavier holds out his hand to give you a handshake.
I grab his hand firmly. Strong handshake.
Good luck. Xavier makes his way.
And I make my way to wherever, spitting as I leave this holy ground. Disgusting.
So, you have time until you necessarily have to hit your mark to prepare in any way you see fit, or to potentially do some other jobs, air quotes, in the meantime. You can spend it how you wish to. You could head home. You could do a B and E, as the kids say. Or you could try to scout out your job early during the day.
I would like some intel. So I would like to scour the location.
Aye, aye, Capitan.
Scouring the area would require me to get in somewhere which is down here, I guess.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna walk around here, taking notice of my surroundings. Not many windows in the building I'm supposed to be in. Which I know, at least not at this side, as far as I can see.
Mm-hmm. This is just a regular building, but sure, yeah.
I mean, the big building has almost no all the windows are on the, well, let's say inside, next to the ships. So I'm just taking notice that there's no windows out here.
There are a couple of windows, but there are very few and far between. Primarily not to the rooms themselves, but rather to the main areas.
This is, I mean, okay. I see. I find the only door on this side there is.
That seems correct.
Are there people around?
Just generally people going about their days. It seems like most of the dock workers are still out, loading cargo, unloading cargo, getting ready for another haul out.
How does one get, like, what business would anyone have in here that doesn't work here? Like inside this building, this first building, the first door over here.
Plenty of reasons to go in because you work here. I can't think of many to enter because if you don't work here, besides maybe being related to someone.
There's dock workers working, just handling cargo, I guess. Right?
Yes.
I walk up to one of them, put on my best smile, and say, "Hello, sir. Do you have any work for a young man?" Could have worded it better, but
the busy, sweaty man looks at you, says, "Not today, kid. Sorry, we got a lot going on here, and no one's getting an authorization."
Oh, that's too bad. What's going on then? I don't see anything special happening.
We just got more bigger shipments than usual, and it seems most of our hands are off doing something else right now for some reason. I can't really tell you. I'm mostly just worried about my own boat and getting it unloaded.
But in that case, don't you need the extra pair of hands?
Again, not up to me.
Well, up to who then?
I was probably the quartermaster, I'd assume.
Oh, and who's that?
Okay, you do know if you want a job, you can just come back another day, but if you're really persistent, you can try to get the quartermaster's attention. He might be strolling around here in the next hour or so, I suppose. You can call out to him. He'll be the one wearing fancy clothes.
Fancy clothes, huh? I mean, I don't need the work per se today, but if there's a lot of work to go around, there's more to earn, isn't it?
You can take that up with the quartermaster if you see him.
I see. Well, thank you. I'll let you go back to your work. You seem rather busy. That's a window.
Sure is. You hear a crashing sound from inside. No one seems too fussed about it, though.
I slightly open this left door to check. If it's a door can open. If it's not locked.
Yeah, it's not locked. They're going in and out of the door right now.
I look inside. What the ruckus is?
You look inside. It seems like a man just crashed through the window, did a roll, jumped up, and has slight pieces of glass in him. I'd give that one a more than 1 out of 10. Thank you. Very good. It was one of my best rolls yet. Indeed. So that didn't work. If only there was a way to rob this place more effectively. He says, walking by the people currently unloading things. Let me think. What's the best way we could rob this place?
I look at him. Look at the other people that are working here. Look back at him. If anyone's actually, taking notice of this weird man that just walked out.
Let me give this lad a roll. Yeah, they seem to have taken notice.
I asked back to the man that we were talking to. It's broke window. And they just talked about robbing the place? I mean, what's that about?
I'm not paid to deal with that.
Seems fair. I walk after these weird people. I want to walk past this person, walk to the leader man, pick a shard of glass out of his cheek or whatever. Like, hello, sir. Good day, isn't it?
Thank you for that. Yes. I forgot that was in there. Oh, now the blood's coming out. Ooh, that's more than I was expecting. Yes, very good day. A very good day indeed.
I take out a handkerchief out of one of my pockets and give to him.
Oh,
here you go.
thank you, mini pocket boy.
That is where. Very well defined. So I couldn't help but notice you jumping through a window and talking about theft. What's that all about?
Yes. Okay. Say, I don't want to be presumptuous. Sometimes the dirty beggars on the streets aren't thieves, but would you happen to be a man of culture such as myself?
If he's walking around me all the way, I keep notice of where his hands are. That he's not trying to pick my many pockets.
Hang on, let me get a roll. Nah, he seems to be keeping them to himself.
I mean, I don't know, sir. That's such a big tall question. I'm just some kid looking for some work. I was just interested by your conversation that we were speaking rather loudly out and about for everyone to hear, and my day-to-day life isn't that interesting, and I thought some stories from some amazing bird or some heist master would great and lift my mood and change my day for the better.
Well, if there are 4 things I am, it is boisterous, a showman, and what was it? What were the other things? Yes, that's all right. Also, devilishly handsome and very, 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 he gets very close to your face, good with card tricks. Pick a card, any card.
Card tricks? I am rather slightly confused. I pick a card, I guess.
Okay, put that card in any one of your mini pockets.
I put it in one of my empty pockets.
Now, do you remember what that card said?
Do I? Yes, I guess.
Now, he pulls out a second card. Is this your card? It's not your card.
Yes.
This trick works every time. So, young lad, you want to be regaled by tales of great thieveries and thefts partaken by the Hazel Phantoms.
The who?
That's us. Do you not know?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, the Hazel Phantoms. Oh yeah, I think I've heard some man in the tavern talking about you guys and your great exploitations.
It would make sense. It was probably either a guard tracking us down, a bard telling our grand tales, or potentially a drunkard confusing us with the basil batterets. Happens surprisingly often.
Uh-huh.
A tale. What would be a good tale? Yes.
I don't know. Maybe a recent tale? Like,
boss, tell him about that time we almost robbed a place, but then didn't because the door was bad. Yes, of course. You see, we, the 3 of us, the Hazel Bagarders, we had attempted to rob this very place here. He points and yells really loudly when he says this. We attempted to rob this very... Sorry, I have to repeat myself sometimes because I get very loud and my voice kind of cracks. We attempted to rob this place here.
I put my head down a little bit to not be noticed. I don't know this man.
They started to encroach upon you. You see, we tried to rob this place, but while doing it, it turns out one of the doors was not a very good door at all and led us to a different door, which is also not a good door. Then I got hit in the nads 3 times. It was not a good time, but I still made out with this. He holds up a pack of cards. That's missing 1. Yes, that's right. I got back with my signature cards I manufactured myself. Ain't that a steal?
Wait, you got him back? You got robbed? When you were robbing a place?
Yes, well, sometimes thieves get thieved. These things happen in the industry.
Uh-huh. Often?
I'd say about 95% of the time.
Oh. And what's the reference point to that?
Just judging how today's going thus far.
Oh, okay.
You see, usually I just base statistics off of what has just recently happened within my short-term memory.
You have short-term memory? Do you have long-term memory?
Another statistic that I found out recently is 100% of all street beggars that look like small children with mini pockets are not thieves.
That checks out.
So if you enjoyed that tale, we will be on our way. Come on, Almond. Come on, Pecan.
All
right.
I tried to grab the card out of my pocket.
You reach into your pocket. There's no card in there.
I check my other pockets if anything else got missing.
The very last pocket, your most secret, most hidden pocket, the ultimate hidden jutsu no secret pocket in your hat, has a card in it.
What? How did he do that? What a magician.
The card says, you've been touched by the Pecan Pirates.
That doesn't make any sense. They weren't called the Pecan Pirates.
Yes.
If idiots like those can get in, then can I? I will walk inside. Check if anyone's there.
Sure. Yeah, okay, just walk in. That's fine.
I mean, it seemed to work out for other people.
There's a couple people walking around. One person takes notice of you, but doesn't really do anything yet.
I look back at him, then look around, like I'm looking for something. And I look at the broken...
shifty thing you could possibly do, of course.
My eyes land...
around like I'm about to rob the place.
I look at the broken window, I look back at the man, and I ask, why is that window broken? I heard a ruckus. What's going on?
Huh.
What?
I just assumed that was someone dropping something. I actually don't know. Weird. Quartermaster probably got upset again, threw something out the window. Probably threw a man, maybe a dwarf, something like that.
He does that? I was actually looking for him.
I assume so.
Oh. Is he around?
Just so get on his bad side, he might throw you out a window, apparently.
Oh, that's not good.
You kind of get shoved to the side as people are like going through the door.
Well, I guess I'll just stand somewhere else. Gee, man.
Stand.
Fuck.
Ho ho ho. Are you approaching me? Instead of leaving, you are coming right at me.
I can't get a new video out of you if I don't get closer.
Oh ho. Then come as close as you want and click on another video to watch.
Good grief.